You guys have both mentioned Boston and St. Louis, and why not start there with the positives? But before we move into the other side, some of the negative or the disappointing teams so far, some other teams you want to throw in there?
I got to throw in the Arizona Coyotes without question.
As a positive.
As a positive.
Listen, yes,
they're number 2 in the league in goals against average. Their goaltender, Kemper, is leading in goals against, save percentage. Rick Tocchet has this team believing that they can win every single night and playing in a way, in a system that is hard to play against. 4 lines rolling over, playing physical, making sure they take care of the puck. And Toc had to work with this team a lot. I talk with Toc a lot. And the last couple of years, it's been a team of panic. They get the puck and they throw it. They get the puck and they throw it. When in a day where you can't slash, you can't hold, you can't hit on the hands, all these different things, don't give up the puck. Just protect the puck like a Marchand, and they're doing it. And their power play has been better, but to have a defensive team like they are, it's been really impressive to watch. And the Edmonton Oilers, these two both look like they're poised possibly to get back to the playoffs, which is also good for the National League.
I wish they played for a guy like Toc. Like, we both know Toc, and he's strictly an honest guy, right? You see the coaches that play those mind games with players. Teams shut those guys down.
Right.
If you're an honest coach and it's just black or white, there's no gray area, your teams will play hard for you. I mean, Ruby's the same way in St. Louis, but you look at a guy like Christian Dvorak, a young player in Arizona who's had injuries, who's been awesome now. Nick Schmaltz, I'm surprised at how he bounced back. He had a knee injury, and his whole game is speed, speed, speed. And I thought it would take at least a full calendar year before Nick Schmaltz was back to being Nick Schmaltz. Well, that certainly wasn't the case. They gave him a big contract this offseason, and he certainly rewarded John Chayka because of it.
And by the way, they're winning without Phil Kessel scoring. He's got 4 goals on the year. So when he starts scoring and this team continues to play the way they are defensively, look out. They could be even more dangerous if their goaltending continues to stay healthy and do the job. But, you know, Toc told me he feels at times over the last year, he felt like a shrink. You know, he felt like a guy, like a psychiatrist.
That's coaching now, though.
Trying to tell these guys, you know, it's not grinding it into them verbally with energy. It's talking them out and making them finally believe it. So Toc's finally reaping the benefits of being patient and letting the guys know that he really cares. And don't worry about it. You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay.
Once upon a time, you could tell a guy, hey, run through that door right now. And the guy's like, okay, coach, let's go. And they're running through that door. Now you got to tell the guy why it's important to run through that door and have him really believe you, or else he's not doing it. He's like, go ahead, coach, you do it yourself.
Then have a lollipop on the other side of the door. You can give it to them. They're going to make sure they all feel good.
Well, Arizona is certainly one of the positive stories. On the other side, let's begin with New Jersey. We had it written down to start with them anyway. You talk about a team going from off-season excitement to in-season disappointment. And now within the last few moments, guys, breaking news. I don't think it's a surprise to either one of you. Head coach John Hines has been fired as head coach of the Devils. Your reaction?
You know, I'm shocked, but I'm not shocked just by the way they've been playing recently. But I think right now it's in New Jersey's best interest to finish as low as possible. I know they want to try to retain Taylor Hall, but they had the first pick last year, the first pick the year after that or before that. Like, why not build these young players? Because they're going nowhere fast right now. Gusev has been a disappointment. PK Subban has been the guy they're looking for. Wayne Simmons unrestricted after this year, and Taylor Hall is looking to win right now. So why not just get those high picks? It's a deep draft this year. Bottom out this year, try to get a high lottery pick and start all over again. You're not going to have Taylor Hall in the long run, and that's fine.
Well, I think that's a good reason why they should get rid of Taylor Hall right now. First of all, you can't have a guy on a team that's losing where he starts yelling at the fans. Number one, saying how hard it is to play because the fans are booing us because you suck on the power play. Well, they should be booing you. They should be booed off the ice when you lose in hockey games. So have a little thicker skin. Don't attack the fans when you suck on the ice. So that's number one with Taylor Hall. So you know he's losing that credibility and that fan support. And then you have the opportunity, the chance of losing him in free agent, which you probably will. Taylor Hall doesn't want to be in New Jersey. I'm not afraid to say it. He doesn't want to be there. He wants to go someplace where he can win now, where he can make his money. And you talk about those first-round picks or acquiring those picks. There's no better way to get picks than to trade a guy like Taylor Hall and do it early because teams will have that opportunity to sign him. They'll have a longer period to sign him. And if he goes to a place like Colorado that has the cap space, that has the roster to win a Stanley Cup, chances are you're going to get a lot back for a Taylor Hall in terms of draft picks. Certainly 1 or 2 number 1 picks.
Yeah, I think Islanders maybe could be an opportunity for Taylor Hall to go there.
You think the New Jersey Devils are going to let him go to the Islanders?
You give me like a Noah Dobson or a good high draft pick, better believe it.
Yeah, the Islanders are going to finish
100%.
Not a chance.
I don't think it'd be a problem.
Not a chance.
I don't think right now. I think it's more.
I think they're only separated by 5 miles of actual land.
They could care less.
So, yeah.
I don't think they could care less.
I think they care.
Once I start seeing guys like Scotty Gomez and Bobby Holik signing with the Rangers from the Devils, I think that ship has sailed. And now you've got Lou as a general manager of the Islanders.
Well,
like, come on.
Well, Lou would love to do that deal.
I don't think they're going to make a difference. I think they'll be like, listen, if the Islanders give me the best package, I'm doing it. You know, it'd be kind of interesting. What if he went back to Edmonton? Like, they might not have the cap space, but that would be interesting having him out there in Edmonton, back in his old digs, playing with Connor McDavid and
either one of you two guys thinking about the New Jersey to New York. Either one of you guys go from one team to the next, and you're able to keep your same house? Stay in the same place?
I know a lot of guys that have. Bobby Holik did it. Yeah. Bobby did it.
Scotty Gomez did it.
Did you ever do it? Go from one team to the next, and it was so close you got to hang on the same real estate? No,
I was one side of the country to the other. So
didn't work out quite as well.
Here, unfortunately,
but
Boston to Edmonton.
What do you guys think about the fact that Toronto made this coaching change and the Leafs are now winning again? Devils have that kind of personnel. Now, the whole Taylor Hall thing makes it a little bit different. Well, but do they have the kind of personnel to turn it around?
I think they absolutely do. I think their biggest problem right now is their goaltending. I mean, something happened to Corey Schneider. I mean, whether he got abducted by aliens or what, and I know he was injured and all, but, you know, his fall from grace was totally unexpected and unfortunate. You know, Blackwood's been good, not great. The Domingue, terrible. I mean, he's terrible. He
couldn't play in Arizona.
He just got thumped by the Buffalo Sabres and bad. But you talk about the Buffalo Sabres, they just played New Jersey Devils. And you had the Buffalo Sabres saying that the New Jersey Devils came out and didn't even try. Didn't even play for their coach.
5-0 after one, right?
Yeah, they didn't even play for the coach. So now you have players quitting on coaches and then seeing how they respond to that. It's going to be really interesting to see now that Hines got fired, whether some of these guys that we expected to be really good, like Gusev, like PK, when Hughes comes back from injury, maybe Taylor gets a little bit better. It'll be interesting to see what kind of effort is put out and what kind of sacrifice is put out for whoever steps in to take Hines' position.
Yeah, they couldn't play D at all. Their team defense was brutal. It wasn't a matter of scoring goals in New Jersey.
Is it they can't or they just didn't want to?
It was both. It was both. The attention to detail playing D was awful. And the pucks on their sticks, I thought New Jersey was unreal. But having to play defense, they were terrible. And they felt like a team that was waiting for something to happen in terms of a Taylor Hall trade. You know, when I was in Boston years ago, we had Ray Bourque, same situation. And we're thinking, is this the day that Bubba gets traded? Does he get traded today? And he finally got traded. And it was like a breath of fresh air. Not that we want to see him leave, but because he kept being asked about it every single day. And it just became too much. Like, leave us alone. Like, when it happens, it happens. Yeah. So you're right, JR. I don't know if he wants to be there in New Jersey, because if you really want to be someplace, you would sign the damn contract, right?
He wants out.
You'd sign the contract.
Does that hurt his reputation elsewhere throughout the league, that teams know he's not playing his best where he is?
No, he's a Hart Trophy winner.
Right.
That's valuable. That's valuable commodity to be able to get somebody of that nature, especially that's at the peak of his career, that can still fly, can still score goals, is still a game breaker. It's very hard in the National Hockey League right now to get game breakers, whether they're a winger or a center, and he's a game breaker that if someone can find a way to lure him away from New Jersey with the right picks, with the right player personnel, I mean, I think there's a lot of teams that will be looking very hard to get there.
They're going to want to buy low. They're going to take advantage of Taylor Hall right now and buy low. But the key is, does he want to be there long term or not, wherever he gets traded to? That's going to dictate the package that goes the other way.
Yeah, and that's why I think Colorado is probably that one team that has the cap space, has the team that can win a Stanley Cup this year. And
who wouldn't want to play there, right?
And who wouldn't want to play? It's a beautiful place to play. Taylor Hall will sign a contract with Colorado if they can pull off the right pieces to make that trade.